when I say it's the essence of one aspect of this process is to be aware and to have words to name what's going on in me. Often it's easy and often it's extremely difficult and requires a lot of courage.
Okay. So then can you tell a little bit about the structure, how it's worked? Okay, if you have this courage and you can tell about the feelings, what else do you need to, because it's as I understood, this is a method of solving a conflict.
Dimitri, can you find an important person in your life?
Me.
Second important.
Okay. All right.
Can you find a situation when this person did something you didn't like?
Something I didn't like.
You don't need to have a big thing.
Okay.
My favorite issue, you left your slippers on the doorsteps. So you don't need to have a big issue. Some small is enough.
Okay, let's go on with, I don't know, with some, how I call it, this little pieces of bread on the table.
Oh, bread crumbles.
Yeah.
Okay, let's imagine I am your partner.
Okay.
And first, I would like you to name what did you experience in a way I don't hear criticism from it. How would you tell it to me?
So I should tell you that you left these crumbles, or not?
When we work with small children, we suggest them to imagine there is a camera at the middle of your forehead. What the camera would have seen or heard. Does the camera see you left the bread crumbles?
No, okay, I see the crumbles.
Okay, I like this example because I heard from many people the you left, that's already critical. They say, wow, if this is already critical, then I am critical quite often. So it's the you left is the camera doesn't see my expectation. The camera sees the bread crumble on the table, the camera sees plates on the table, in the sink, the slippers at the doorsteps. And I recommend you not to say it is there, but to say it seems to me or I see it. To take responsibility for the quality of my observation, and this is compulsory for those who are likely to meet teenagers. Because if you tell to your 13-year-old child, you have spent 3 hours in front of the stupid computer, and the child comes back, it was only 2 hours, 48 minutes. Then you are changing the direction of the discussion. So the first step is, I would like us to have the ability to name what I experienced and I didn't like in a way the other person agrees. Yes, there are some breadcrumbs on the table.
So we need to start with something the other person will agree with, right?
That's what happened, and that's the fact. How do you feel about it? Please try to say a feeling word that's only about you.
Disappointed? And a little bit annoyed, like I should clean it because I don't like to eat in the crumbles.
In my understanding, my feeling is only about me. This annoyed is a little bit of you annoyed me. When I hear you feel annoyed, I don't get closer to your vulnerability. I don't get closer to your humanity.
Okay.
Any other feeling, but I can live with the disappointment. Do you feel sad? Maybe even the frustrated is...
Yeah, frustration is good because I'm kind of stuck in the point, should I clean it or should I start to talk to you about that? So it's
maybe hesitant how to relate to it. Maybe hopeless, maybe helpless.
Helpless,
Now we arrive to the most important part of this process called nonviolent communication. Do you agree with me? I am responsible for what I can control. Do you agree with this? Okay, what can you control in this universe, Dmitry?
Only my reactions, maybe.
Okay. The size of your pupil?
In a way, maybe on 10% or 15.
How about if I am responsible for what I can control, and I can control my intention, my thoughts, my conscious words and actions? If you agree with me, then I played a little trick with you, because you didn't say I can control my feelings.
No.
I believe feeling is an energy that happens in me, and I can acknowledge it, or I don't acknowledge it, but it's not something I can control. So if you agree with me, then I played a little trick with you.
Okay.
From now on, it's not okay to say, you made me angry. I am disappointed because of you. Because when I blame you for my feelings, I blame you something for something that happens in me and even I cannot control. Where did we learn this? Most of us heard the following sentence: Mommy and Daddy will be so happy if you tell us when you need to go to pee. So before I have learned to speak and walk comfortably, I went through a brainwash. If I behave well, my parents will be happy. If I don't, they will be unhappy. Why is it important? Because I believe until I blame you for my feelings, first of all, I put myself in emotional slavery. Your action will decide how I feel. And the more I enslave myself, the more helplessness and more frustration I will create in myself. We have a very famous psychologist in Hungary, and he claims emotional maturity starts by stop blaming others for your feelings. So let's imagine you agreed with me so far. I assume you heard about Abraham Maslow's need pyramid. So when I'm connecting with my own need, I connect with my own inner power. And if I show you my need, I show you my humanity. Something that's important for both of us. Which of your need is touched in this moment when I left the breadcrumbs on the table?
That's not easy. My need for security, maybe. I don't know. Somehow, when it's a waste around, let's say the garbage, right? I feel insecure. That it's not clean enough.
So it's when garbage is on the table, then that's not clean, and then you can get sick because some dirt is
maybe.
included.
Or maybe, and the second thought I get that it's out of order. So it's too many objects on the table, and it's like not too many. It's like not being taken care of. You know, like somebody really doesn't care about the table. And it's a very important place where you eat. So it's more like about being, I don't know, not caring, maybe. My need could be that I want to, that I need to be with people who cares about important things which I do.
Is it something like, if I leave the breadcrumbs on the table, I kind of communicate to you, I don't care about you.
Yeah, so I'm not important. My values are not important, let's say.
So if I leave the breadcrumbs on the table, I communicate to you, your values are not important for me. I don't care about your values.
Yeah.
So it's very important to remind myself, it's not about the house should be clean. It's about, for me, the breadcrumbs on the table are manifesting how much care my values are receiving, like how much care do I receive from you in this relationship? Yeah. If I'm really connected with my needs, I never get stuck in one strategy. Mm-hmm. I know I have unlimited different strategies, and once I said to a woman, in my understanding, your need is not your husband listening to you. You have a need to be heard and listened, and you have unlimited options, at least 7 billion possibilities on this planet. And the gentleman raised his hand and educated me. 7 billion is not unlimited. Later on, it turned out he was a university professor of mathematics. Okay. So I just want to emphasize, from a mathematical viewpoint, it's not unlimited. But, there are still many, many options. And let's imagine I left the breadcrumbs on the table. And you are telling me, darling, I see breadcrumbs on the table. I feel disappointed because mutual care is very important for me. What would you like from me right now?
Right now?
Yes. The first step was the observation. Mm-hmm. Second step is how am I? What are my feelings? Mm-hmm. The third step is why does it matter to me? Mm-hmm. What are my needs? And the fourth step is what do you want to happen right now?
So that we can agree about something on this issue.
Do you want to force me? I should agree to clean the table after me all the time?
Or maybe find another way to solve this problem.
Okay, maybe would you like to know how am I in this situation? Mm-hmm. It's very helpful before I judge the other person to ask their viewpoint. Mm-hmm. Maybe would you like to know if I see it as a problem or not? Mm-hmm. It's two total different issues. I'm sorry, oh my God, I ran out of time. Mm-hmm. I have no sense of time. And I was choosing being late or cleaning after myself. Mm-hmm. This is one issue because I see it as a problem. Or why couldn't be you just more generous? Or mm-hmm. why do you have to be so picky about small things? If it bothers you, do it for yourself. Mm-hmm. That's totally different reaction. So first, I recommend you to ask how is it for the other person. You may ask, am I willing to change? You may ask, what does it mean for me if mm-hmm. I leave it there? So often the fourth component, the request, is a question, wanting to understand the other person. Mm-hmm. When I left those breadcrumbs on the table, what is your guess? What might have been my feelings?
Oh yeah, I think you were just out of the, let's say, in your thoughts. Maybe you were going somewhere in a hurry, as you said. And
what might have been my feelings?
Your feelings. I don't know if there were any feelings. You were just thought that it's not that important to think about.
For me, that's more a thought mm-hmm. than a feeling.
Yeah, it's a thought.
Maybe I feel excited about the next thing I plan to do. Mm-hmm. That's, especially with children when they leave something mm-hmm. there and then I have an idea and I'm going to do that and they totally forget about that. Or it can happen with adults as well. Yeah. Or can you imagine I feel frustrated? Maybe because of the next thing I want to do and I'm already worried of being late. Mm-hmm. What is your guess? What might have been my need when I left it there?
Maybe you wanted to succeed with your next work or next step.
Can you imagine I wanted to be understood? How mm-hmm. much something else was important for me?
Yeah.
Can you imagine I am frustrated and I wish for freedom? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine I have the sense your rules are dominating my life more than I am comfortable with, and this is my little freedom fighting. I don't want to hurt too much, but I want to give you I want to live by my standards and I want my values to be as much on the table than yours. So it can be many options.